Hello everybody, welcome back to another video today, another matchday preview focusing on this absolute huge excuse me, and critical game against Burnley on Saturday up at Turf Moor, another stadium we just don't do well in. It's another one of them grounds that's not a happy hunting ground for us. We never won there, let's just put it straight up, we never won there. Our record's absolutely terrible there. And all the odds are really stacked against us again on Saturday to try and get a result which can hopefully give us a decent shot of staying in this division. It's going to be hard. The odds are against us, as I said. And look, I don't know what's going to happen between now and the end of the season. Obviously, we're just over a week into the transfer window. Still no signings yet. Many people have come out and said they expected at least one in before Saturday. Myself included, I do believe I would have liked to have thought we would have got one player across the line between now and Saturday. Sorry, but obviously that doesn't look like it's going to happen. Gary Cahill linked with the club as well, but from the looks of it, nothing's going to happen probably until the start of next week, which is a shame. But what can you do? It's one of those things. I do. There's only been 4 signings in the Premier League in this window at the moment, so it's not just us who have been quite quiet at the moment. A lot of clubs ain't really made waves in the market, really aside from Bournemouth and Huddersfield, really. So we've just got to be patient with all of that and see how it all materialises. But now we're going to get into the preview side of things. We're going to talk about Burnley. Currently sitting in 16th, played 21 games. They've won 5 of them 21 games, drawn 3 of those, and also lost 13, which has given them a goal difference of -21. Ashley Barnes, their top goal scorer this season, leading the way with 4 goals, with Johan Berg Gudmundsson leading the way with most assists, with 4 assists this season. And their last 3 games have been a 5-1 home defeat against Everton, followed by back-to-back wins at home against West Ham, and midweek the other day away at bottom of the league, Huddersfield Town, winning 2-1 that day as well. So look, as I said, it's going to be a very tough game. It will be a physical game in my opinion. And if you've watched over on, I don't know if it's come out yet or not, Fulhamish, I did my predicted 11 for the game where I gave all my opinions on who I think will start. So if you haven't checked that out, then go and check that out as well. If it's uploaded in time before this, I'm not too sure. Or hopefully it should be, but I'm not too sure if that will be the case or not. But it's going to be physical. As I said, it's going to be one of those games again. It's going to be a cagey game, and from what I've heard, team news, by the looks of it, everyone's fit and firing, which is good. I don't think we've got too many injuries at the moment. I'd probably only guess, aside from Anguissa at the moment, I don't think anyone else is going to miss the trip to Turf Moor. I think everyone else is looking fine. I did catch a little bit of Ranieri's press conference on Fulham's Twitter feed. Obviously, he also come out and said really that this team does lack a leader, and basically give the description perfectly. They really summed up a player of Gary Cahill's type. You know, he's a good leader, good calibre, been there and done it before. So hopefully that can pave the way for him to come through the door. Because I do think we'll need somebody like him going forward for the rest of the season, just to bring a bit more organisation into the back line, particularly with Alfie Mawson out injured, which is going to be a long time with a knee injury. Injured that same knee that he aggravated at Swansea, which saw him miss the first couple of months of the campaign. And it was a shame because, in my opinion, he really got back into some form. He looked really solid in the games that he's been playing, and he's really improved, come on leaps and bounds, and gaining proper good match fitness as well from the injury. And it's a shame that he's got a little bit of a setback now, and it's probably going to see him out for the rest of the season, which is a shame. But the perfect time for a replacement to come in, someone like Gary Cahill, who can hopefully fill his boots for the time being. And hopefully Victor Moses and Danny Drinkwater maybe joining in as well. I think Victor Moses perfectly. If you know, he can play wing back, he can play on the right wing and right wing back, as I said, which is positive. Versatility there in the midfield, and also Danny Drinkwater, a signing who's probably divided opinions really on whether on joining us. There's been people who think that he's not as good as what he was made out to be in Leicester's title-winning side alongside N'Golo Conte, which is fair enough, but to win a league, you've got to have 2 good midfielders. I know Conte was a very good midfielder, and he probably carried that team, or majority of that midfield, alongside Riyad Mahrez and Jamie Vardy. But he was a linchpin. Danny Drinkwater, was a linchpin in that side, and you can't look at that and think that he's a poor signing. I think at the moment he'll probably better what we've got. Callum Chambers has done well in midfield, as has, I would say, Seri has done partly okay, but I think Drinkwater will probably get the nod over Callum Chambers, in particular in that position. Maybe go alongside Seri, and it'll probably be a similar type of match-up to what Leicester had at the time, of a creative, small, nippy midfielder going alongside a defensive midfielder like Drinkwater, who likes to get on the ball, spray passes and intercept play as well and break it up. But if we can get them through over the line, hopefully they're moving to try and get another forward, and that'll be a good transfer window for us. I think it would have assessed all the main areas we need strengthening, but we've just got to wait and see. We don't tend to do much business in the January window. When we do it, it's always last minute. You've got to cast your mind back to last year when we signed Matt Targett and also Mitrovic right at the end of the window, where He was meant to go to Anderlecht from Newcastle. The move fell through, and we managed to get him into Fulham on time, which was positive, and look what happened after that. But aside from that, moving into the stats part of the preview, Burnley unbeaten in the last 29 home games against Fulham in all competitions, with their last defeat against us at Turf Moor, or if it was Turf Moor back then, I'm not too sure, coming as a 2-0 defeat back in April 1951, which is just absolutely shambolic, isn't it? As I said right at the head of this, all the odds are against us here. We're not. It's going to be difficult, and I think Ranieri summed up very well in his press conference. Burnley will be looking to try and kill us off now. They'll be trying to put that final nail in the coffin just to make sure we stay down there so that we can't move up. Because as Ranieri said, if Burnley kill us off, they move up even further, hopefully for them, and we stay where we are. We won't go anywhere else, and it will probably spell the end for any chance of survival this season if we get beat on Saturday, which is going to be a big shame because I do believe that we've got the right credentials to stay up, but it's just been such an underwhelming season. And it's just been disappointing. Obviously, I have heard the news that Tony Khan's new wrestling company has started as well. I can't remember what it's called now, but they did sign Chris Jericho, so looks like he's making better signings for his wrestling company at the moment than he is for Fulham at the moment, because I know Chris Jericho's actually a decent wrestler, to be fair. I grew up watching him when I was a little bit younger, and it's a good signing for that company. But Tony Khan needs to be sort of buying roided up wrestlers, need to invest some actual money into Fulham Football Club. By the looks of it, he's working hard on transfers with us, which is a positive. He came out on Twitter the other week and said that, so I can't argue with that. It's good communication that we needed between now and the end of the window, because there's been a lot of questions being asked of what's going to happen, and it was good to see some communication and a bit of know-how between us and the board as to what was going to happen. So we've just got to be patient, and I think the right things will come. Chris Wood has scored 3 times in his last 5 appearances versus Fulham in all competitions, including the Championship, I think, as well. Goes into this game with 2 goals in his last 2 games. He scored the equaliser, I think it was, against Huddersfield after Mounier made it 1-0. He not put away a very good finish after I think it was across from the young lad Dwight McNeil. I think it was. He took it very well, and he's a good striker, Chris Wood. They've got quite a few physical strikers in Burnley. You look at people like Ashley Barnes, who I mentioned as top goal scorer, Chris Wood, Sam Vokes as well. So there's a whole array of physical strikers, who like to who enjoy direct play, who enjoy a bit of a battle with the centre halves. And that's my worry really. Comes against somebody like Tim Ream and Dennis Odoi, who arguably aren't the strongest defenders in the world, and it's going to be a bit of a problem, I think, particularly if we haven't got a signing ready for Saturday. If we have to go with Lamarchand as well, I do worry about that. The physicality of Burnley, especially at Turf Moor, it's not the biggest of pitches. It's quite a tight pitch where if you're a side you want to play free-flowing football, it's not easy to do that. It reminds me a lot of QPR's pitch, where it's tight, it's condensed, the crowd are right on your back as well, so it's a very much old school type of ground really, Turf Moor. And it's good to see more. It's good to see that these old school type of grounds are still going like our ground, but it's gonna be very, very tough to get the ball down and try and play a bit of football. As you know, we like to play our game, but also we're trying to adapt to the Ranieri style, which is more sitting in and counter-attacking with pace. But again, we've just got to wait and see what Ranieri goes with Saturday and see what happens. We're looking for our first away win in the season. As we all know, it's now our 12th attempt at this. We still haven't won away from home this season. I think we're the only team who haven't won away from home this season. Off the top of my head, I think it's either us or I think Huddersfield. I'm not too sure if they've won away from home yet. I think they go to Cardiff at the weekend, so that'd be interesting to see how they get on down there. If we can get a win and they can get a win, that'd be huge, because then we can close the gap on Cardiff, which would be good as well. But we've got to watch out for Southampton. Not playing too bad under Hassan Houghton at the moment. They're under a little bit of a revival under him. Got a couple of good results, a good point at Stamford Bridge the other week, so it's getting tougher. It's getting tougher as the week's gone down there. Lots of managerial changes now, or 2 in fact, really, where we are in and around that bottom 3. Each week's getting difficult, which is just fundamentally important to get the points. And Fulham, we're aiming for our first Premier League win against a side starting above 17th in the table this season. Because as we all know, we beat Burnley when they were in the bottom 3 in August. We beat Huddersfield, who were in 20th at the time we played them. And we also beat Southampton, I do believe were 18th or 19th prior to us playing them as well. So we haven't beat a team outside the bottom 3 this season, which is worrying. And you've got to do better than that, unfortunately. It's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long 4 or 5 months, however long it is between now and May, I'm not too sure. Brain's not working today, but you know, it's going to be a long, hard season now. Second half of the season is hugely important. And everyone's got to be pulling in the right direction now. We need everyone on board, supporters, the players. We can't have none of this half-assed attitude that we had in the first half of the season, because we'll get relegated by the time March comes around, and who wants to be relegated by then? It'll be miserable. I'm hoping we'll get into the latter stages of March, early April, still in with a shout of survival, if not hopefully away from it. all depends on this January transfer window. This is a hugely important window now. It's almost like a bit of a. I'm trying to just think of the good phrase. It's like an emergency, really, where you need to try and get some. You know, it's like a big chance to really inject some life into your side and really inject some hope and some stability as well. And hopefully, with the 3 players we're linked with, they'll bring some talent that we don't have. And also on top of that, hopefully maybe 1 or 2 more between now and deadline day, which would be important. But finally, my prediction for Saturday, I am going to go with a 2-1 away win. I was thinking more of a 1-1 draw, but I'm going to be brave, stick my neck out the line and go for a 2-1 to Fulham, with Mitrovic and AK getting both the goals. It'd be great, wouldn't it, to go up there and get a win. Really would be a big statement to all the other teams around us that we ain't dead yet and we're still going and we're still going to kick on. But we just got to wait and see. If you did enjoy this preview, guys, as always, hit the thumbs up, comment your comments as well, score predictions, anything else you want to ask me as well. And we'll see you on Saturday or Sunday for the review of this as well. So hopefully you all take care and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.